Okay, hello children, how are you? My name is Florencia Soria. I will be your teacher for a few days. So I hope that you can enjoy the lesson, okay? Great, let's just start with the lesson. First of all, you have to write the date in your folders, okay? What day is today? Great, excellent. Now write it in your folder, okay? Okay, people, pay attention to this. Here you have some words, okay? Get up, have a shower, get dressed, go to bed, have dinner, etc. Okay? Now, what are these words? What do you think? What are these words? Yes, good. These words are habits in quarantine, okay? Good people, good, excellent. Now, repeat after me, okay? First, get up, have a shower, get dressed. Good. Use a mask. Count in your elbow. Have lunch. Have dinner. Go to bed. Good children, good. Now, let us follow, okay? Continue. Now, here you have characters, some characters that you know very well. Yes, they are Simpsons family. Okay, good. Now, he is Homer. And what about she? Yes, she's Marge. And what about she? Yes, she's Maggie. What about him? Yes, he is Bart. And what about she? Yes, she's Lisa. Good people, good. Now pay attention to this. Here you have dialogues, okay? About about this character, okay? About Simpson's character, okay? Now pay attention, I'm going to read it, okay? Listen to me. Hello people, we are the Simpsons family. As you know, there is a virus. Okay, now pay attention to me. Hello, people. We are the Simpson family. As you know, there is a virus over the world, so we have to stay at home. Today, we are going to tell you about what we do at home. Okay, pay attention to Homer's dialogue. Hello, children. I'm Homer, and I don't always get up at 8. I always get up at 9. Then I have a shower. I never get dressed after my shower. I have breakfast. Then I sometimes start to work from home at 10. Then I have lunch at 12 o'clock, have dinner at 8 o'clock, and I usually go to bed at 11 o'clock. Okay? Marsh says, hello people, I'm Marsh. I sometimes get up at 7 o'clock. I don't often have shower at 7. I have a shower at 7:30. Then I go shopping to buy the food at 8. And I always use the mask. I usually do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. After that, I often go to bed at 10 o'clock. Good. Here Marsh says, pay attention. As you know, Maggie can't speak. So I'm going to tell you what she does. Maggie never gets up at 8 o'clock. She gets up at 9. She often has a shower at 10:30, and then she gets dressed. She doesn't usually have breakfast at 12. She usually has breakfast at 11. She always has lunch at 12. She often has dinner at 8, and she sometimes goes to bed at 11. Good, continue. Here Bart says, hello guys, I'm Bart. I don't always get up at 9. I always get up at 10. I sometimes have a shower at 10. I often get dressed after the shower. I have breakfast at 10:30. My mom usually angry with me because when I call, I never cough in the elbow. I have lunch at 12, but I never have dinner with my family. Then I sometimes go to bed at 12. Okay, last one. Lisa says, "Hello, children. I'm Lisa. I usually get up at 9 and I have a shower. I often get dressed. I always have breakfast at 10. I don't often have lunch at 12. I often have lunch at 11. I always have dinner with my family, and I usually go to bed at 11. Good, children. Now, pay attention to this, okay? Here, Homer says, I always get up, okay? I always get up at 9. Then I have a shower. What does it mean? What do you think does it mean? Yes. What are the first things he does in the morning? Excellent, people. Excellent. Good. Good. Now, pay attention to the Marsh dialogue. Okay? Marsh says, I go shopping to buy the food at 8. And I always use the mask. Okay? Pay attention. What do you think she's saying? Yes, of course. She's saying us what she uses when she goes to buy food. Okay, what about the Maggie's dialogue? People, pay attention. Here, Marsh tell us what Maggie does, okay? And here says, Maggie never gets up at 8 o'clock. What do you think this it mean? For example, here Marsh uses gets up instead of get up. What is the difference here? Yes, here Marsh says gets instead of get up because she's talking about her. Okay, good people, good. Continue. Now here Bart says, I don't always get up at 9. Okay, what is he saying in this case? Yes, saying that he doesn't always get up at 9. He uses the negative form. Excellent, people. Now, pay attention carefully here because there is a difference, okay? Here, Bart uses don't, okay? Now, pay attention here. Marsh uses doesn't. She says she doesn't usually have breakfast at 12, okay? Why in this case Marsh she uses doesn't instead of don't? Why? Great, Paul, because she's talking about her. Excellent, good. I love that. Okay. Now, according to the dialogues, when do these habits happen? In the past, in the present, in the future? When? In the present. Excellent. But do this action happen every day or just in a moment? Yes, this action happen every day. Okay, good people. Here, Homer says, I always get up. And for example, Marsh says, I sometimes get up. Okay, what do you think about this? For example, in Maggie's dialogue, she always has lunch at 12. For example, never gets up. What are these sentences say? Yes, what is saying you when you read, I never get dressed, I always get up, I always get up, I never, I sometimes start to work from home, I often go to bed at 10 o'clock. What do you think this means? What is saying you? Saying you about the frequency in which they do their habits? What do you think? Yes, So here we are talking about habits in quarantine and their frequency. Okay, now we are going to start with the activities. Okay, just you to pay attention to the dialogue. Okay, now the first activity says choose the correct word. Okay, but then you have to write the correct sentence. The first one we are going to do as an example together, okay? For example, the first one says, I usually or never get dressed after my shower. This sentence is what's saying by her, okay? Pay attention. We are going to go to the Homer dialogue, and here he says, I never get dressed after my shower. I never get dressed after my shower. So according to this dialogue, here, what is the correct word that you have to choose? Yes, never. Excellent, good. So here you have your word choose. Now you have to write the correct sentence. I never get dressed after my shower. Okay? This is the correct sentence. Okay? Okay, now is your turn. Okay? It's so easy. So, okay. Now here you have the second activity. Okay? The second activity says put in order the words. Okay? Here you have to read carefully the dialogue, and then you have to think what is the first word that you have to write, because you know that the words are disorder. Okay, now what is the first word that you are going to write? For example, yes, the first one is I. Excellent. What about the second? The second word that you have to write? Good. The second one is always. Good. Excellent. What about the third one? Good. Uses. Okay, uses. And the last one? Yes, the mask. Good, people. This is your task, okay? Now it's your turn and you can do it, okay? Good. Concha de mi madre. Okay, people, good. Here you have the next activity. This activity, here you have to write true or false, okay? In the spaces that you see here, here you have to write T if the sentence is true, or for if the sentence is false, okay? Good. Now here you have to read, obviously here you have to read the dialogue, okay? The first one we are going to do as an example together, okay? The first one, I sometimes go to bed at 11 o'clock. According to the Homer's dialogue, what do you think is true or false? For example, here, I usually go to bed at 11. Is it true or false, the sentence? Usually. What do you think? Yes, it's false. Why? Yes, because he says usually and don't sometimes. Good, excellent. Now here we have to write in the space, you have to write the letter F, and then you have to write the correct sentence, okay, with its adverbs of frequencies. For example, I usually go to bed at 11 o'clock. Clock. O'clock. Okay, good. This is your task, okay? Now it's your turn. You can do it. Okay? If you have a question, you can ask, okay? Good. Good, people. Now, here you have the last activity, the fourth activity. Here you have to correct the mistakes. And then you have to write the correct sentence, okay, as you can see here. For example, the first one says, I don't usually get up at 8. According to the Homer dialogue, he says, I don't always get up at 8 o'clock. What is the mistakes in the sentence? I don't always get up at 8 o'clock. And here says, I don't usually get up at 8 o'clock. Yes, usually. The word usually is the mistake because he says, I don't always. So here you have to write the correct word. I don't always get up at 8. Okay? Well, good. This is the first one that we can do together. Okay? Now is your turn. Okay? You can do it. Do it. Good, people. Now here you have your homework. Okay? Now here you have to write the adverbs of frequency in the correct place. Okay? Here you have the 5 adverbs. Okay? Never, usually, often, always, sometimes. And then you have to write it in the correct place. Then you have to write sentences about you, using each of them and then the action in the picture. Here you have some habits. According to these habits and the adverbs of frequency, you have to write a sentence about you. Here you have your spaces. Okay? For example, what are all the fools? What do you think? Yes, the first 5. Okay, excellent. So what does mean? This is never, this is usually, this is always. Good. This means this is always. So here you have to write the word always. Sorry. Okay. Now pay attention to the habit that you have here. What is this habit? What do you think? Have a shower. Good, have a shower. So with these two, the habits and the word always, you have to write a sentence about you. For example, I'm going to do by myself. I can write, I always have a shower at 8. Okay? Just that. This is your homework. These sentences you have to write about you. Is it clear, the homework? Good, people, good. Okay, this is our lesson. Okay, now I hope you see you the next class. Okay, bye-bye.